In this video, I'll show you a few things to get started with Adobe Captivate. So one thing I'm going to recommend when you get started is right-clicking on the icon to run as administrator. That's been found to reduce some audio issues you might have if you're recording audio. So you can import directly from PowerPoint right here, but I'm going to open a project that I have already started working with. The process will be pretty similar. So this is one that I've already messed around with a little bit. The main things that I'm going to focus on are showing you how to add click boxes and buttons. So right when you pull in a PowerPoint, it will automatically make a click box on every slide. And the reason for that is that the click boxes are set up so that the user controls the progress of the presentation. So if you don't have any click boxes and you publish it, it'll just go immediately from one slide to another. So I think I have one slide left. Oh, I may have gotten rid of all of them. Oh, nope, here's one. So when you click on the slide, you'll see these edges, so you can just drag them. And you can actually use this click box for something. So let's say to return to menu 2, I'll use this one for this. So then to find the properties of this, you can double click on it, or you can click on properties over here. And I just want to mention that I do have some additional features of Captivate down at the bottom here that I'm hiding right now because I'm not going to be using this since I'm not recording audio right now. So I'm just reducing the space it takes up. Okay, so I'm just going to double click on this to get the properties. And here's the key thing, on success, which means when the user clicks on it, what will it do? It's automatically set up to go to the next slide, but you can also click jump to slide, and this is where you would choose whatever slide you want it to go to. But I'm just going to click, oh wait, to return to menu 2, so I think to jump to slide, I think it was 8 here. So for some reason, every now and then, some of these click boxes have the time set up oddly, so this click box wouldn't appear until the slide had been on the screen for 2.7 seconds. And we don't need that, so we'll just put 0. So if you ever have a problem, it could be related to that. The hand cursor is nice, so what that means is when the user puts their mouse over it, it turns into a hand rather than the pointer. See the difference over here? So that's nice so that they know they can really click on it. And then pause project until user clicks is also a good attribute, and that is a default. So I just want to show you when you make a new click box from scratch over here on the side. Here it is. If you roll over, you see what these are. It just automatically puts it in the middle of the screen. Because I have messed around with this a little bit and changed my defaults, I just get the click box. But your default will probably include all of these things. So if you don't want those, like I don't want those, you can get rid of those. And then we'll put the hand cursor back on. So when you get this box, you can move it wherever you want, make it whatever size you want. So we'll put that one there. Oh, and what do I have it set up to do? Go to the next slide. Perfect. And this one is appearing after 0 seconds, which is great. So if you want to preview what you have set up, you can go over here. And project means it starts at the beginning, and from this slide, means it starts from this slide, of course. Okay, so this opened up kind of big. I'm just going to move it up a little bit. So here, when I hold my mouse over this, it makes a hand, which is nice. So I'm going to scroll up a little here so you can see this. And this one also does the same thing. Oh, sorry, I was just messing around. I don't know if I did something wrong or... There you go. On this next slide, this is what is called a rollover text caption. So when I put my mouse over here, it gives me information about this. So you can kind of see there's vague outline here. And these are all inconsistent because I've just been messing around with it. Of course, you'd want these to be consistent and have actual text in them. But this is just a nice feature that you can do in Captivate. And then we'd want to put some sort of navigation down here. Click here to continue. We do have a skin, it's called, on this, the video player. You can get rid of this altogether, or you can change the look of it. So if you get rid of it altogether, you just have to make sure you have next buttons on every page. So I'm going to get out of this. So let's go to that slide with the rollover text captions. So I'm on the slide, and this is the icon for that. So it just automatically puts it in the middle. It's very messy looking, and they're not behaving very well because I'm making my computer work really hard by having both Camtasia recording and Captivate doing its thing. So, oh, and earlier I had gotten them to unlink from each other, and I'm not sure how I did that, so. But what you can do is just have them side by side, which works pretty well. So you're supposed to just be able to click and type your text here, and I was able to do that earlier, but right now it's not working properly. But you can also double click on this to get the properties. And then here's where you change that background color to kind of ugly color, but at least it stands out a bit better. So that's the rollover caption. And we looked at inserting click boxes. So if you have all of your navigation set up in PowerPoint, you can just put click boxes on top of it, but you may want to add buttons once you get into Captivate. So here's how you make a button. The difference is that buttons are meant to be seen in Captivate. They're meant to be a visual representation of something. So we'll double click on these to get the properties too. Here's where you can change the text. And you can change the fill here, and the stroke would be the outer lines. Here are your fonts. Here is what the button does. So you always want to make sure that's a pretty key characteristic. You can do captions here if you want. Oh, the hand cursor, that's nice. We want that. You can do shadows on them. I mean, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff here. And then this is fine. Appear after 0 seconds, pause after 1.5. Doesn't really matter. And I'm not sure if I just changed my style or not. Oh, looks like I did. So here's some styles that have been set up already. So if you make your own defaults, you would put them here. So this is the default that I had made earlier. Probably should have called it something more descriptive than this. So even though it does say YouTube Ready at the top, YouTube will not retain all of this functionality where you're clicking on the screen. So you probably want to publish this and just put it directly into D2L for the students. If you have other needs, let me know and I'll try to experiment with how it would work. So of course make sure you save as you're working.